up next, we're diving into a topic that's crucial for professionals in any industry, and especially those of us in AV, which is leveraging your personal brand. In an industry that's consistently evolving, building and maintaining a strong personal brand is really key to staying relevant and can help open up some new opportunities, even during challenging times. So, to talk about this a little bit more in depth, I'm joined by two outstanding guests who I also happen to call friends, who really built their own impressive personal brands in the AV community. Please join me in welcoming Jennifer Weaver and Chris Neto.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
Good to see you after the wonderful HETMA event that we attended last night.
It was amazing. It was absolutely
Talking
amazing.
about, networking and everything. So
How
great to
come
see
you guys are friends and I'm not friends with them?
Sorry.
Is it like an American thing?
We give friendship bracelets here
Yes,
in the US.
It
we
could
do.
be.
Chris, you were a couple of years ago. I thought we were friends by then.
Well, we're not that tight.
No, okay. Maybe after this interview. I've got some
Vegas
interesting
thing.
After this, we're going to be good.
Yeah.
We're getting closer. We're
Well,
getting closer.
In Vegas, minds get wiped. So it's a little flashy thing. Don't worry about it. We'll be good after this.
Okay.
It would be remiss if I did not have the shoe show off because I didn't have time to put on my heels. I should be real and put my shoe up here because we're that type of show. This is my shoe game. Can we show y'all? Can y'all show the audience?
Look at
okay.
that.
Now that's
Very,
pretty
very good.
awesome.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys have to give me some pointers on that after this.
Definitely we can.
All right, so fine. So we're going to dive in though. So I want to hear a little bit about your journey and tell us how you're feeling the AV market is in its current state right now in terms of like job opportunities and things of that nature.
Yeah, so I've been looking for a job for the last couple months, and it's been an interesting venture. There's a lot of things that are out there. So if somebody's looking, there are definitely positions available depending on what you want. I am looking for something specific. I love the higher education entity area. I love working with the integrator, so I'm looking for something specific. And so one of the things that I'm doing is trying to stay relevant. So I'm here at Infocom, not working, but I'm here. And because it's networking, it's being involved, it's being around. And of course, when you talk about leveraging your personal brand, Chris and I worked together at one point, and it kind of came up a fluke of how the sneakers jumped in. And so he took me under his wing and taught me just about everything I know so far, and I'm still learning. But it's opened opportunities up that I didn't think I would potentially have.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, how would you go about advising people on how to stay active and relevant? Because it's important, right?
It is important.
Because you never know what opportunity is going to come along. Like, as you say, you could be looking for something specific, but you never know what you don't know what you don't know in terms of what's out there.
It's staying on LinkedIn and seeing what's going on. It's reaching out to your contacts in your network. It's if you're on Twitter, staying on Twitter, seeing what's going on. Just being able to not be afraid to reach out to somebody and say, this is what I'm looking for, do you know somebody? So it's attending events if you can, even if you don't have to travel, find the local ones that are in your area that you're able to drive to. I went to a digital signage event. I've never done a lot with digital signage, but I had an opportunity to go. I've had a couple great things come out of that just because I was there and I was able to talk. So it's just making sure you're not afraid to say, this is what I'm looking for and this is what I want to be able to do, and keep me in mind. And I know people are afraid to do that, but at a time when you're looking, you have to step out because somebody else is coming behind you that is doing that.
And that takes a lot of courage, to put yourself out there. And I've definitely seen you out and about, and kudos to you. And that's inspirational for other people. Not necessarily having, being fully gainfully employed, but still being like, hey, here, I still am relevant. These are the things that I have to offer. So, and personal brand, it's obviously very important. But Chris, how does one even establish, like, I am still working on building my own personal brand, and all you have to do sometimes around in this industry, Neto, like, that's it. That's all you have to say.
But
right?
is that fame or is that infamy? Because you have to be careful.
It could be either.
It depends on what day, time of day.
So when you're looking at personal brand, it has a lot to do with your personality and who you are. But the one thing I'm going to tell you is that you don't have to come out and be something you're not. The best personality, the best brand you can be is you. You be you, right? because one of the things and one benefit of being in the personal brand conversation is that it belongs to you and you alone. So as you develop it, as you curate it, as you put the posts, express who you are. Don't be afraid to show what you ate last night. It may have looked really cool. Don't have to tell people that it was horrible, but it was at least fancy looking, right? But
or who knows? Maybe you become famous for the person who can't cook.
Correct.
Help me.
Yes. So you start expressing yourself in, obviously, with a business capacity at first. One of the things that I went along the journey, because I started this about 13 years ago, where I felt I didn't own anything to me. What value did I bring to a company, right? In the world of AV, in the world of sales, and we'll just go right to sales. Sales is all about who do you know and what's your black book of business. Who do you know at businesses? What kind of business can you bring in today? I'm a business developer. What business can I bring in 12, 18, 24, 36 months? Those are all about your networks and your connections. So what I started doing was basically networking, but using social media to do that. Whether it was, hey, I'm at a trade show, come check this out. This is a really cool piece of technology. Or I reflect on the social side of the business, because we, as an industry, have a social side of our business. There are events, there are seminars, there's get-togethers, there's all these different amazing things that most people can't experience at home. So to come to a trade show and realize that I'm going to connect with you because we have a love of tacos, right?
And we do, that's true.
And that's absolutely true. But if we're gonna do that, somebody else is gonna be, I like tacos, I wanna go with them next time. So what you're doing is you're basically building that network. And at the same time, as I'm standing in the taco shop, referring to the digital signage that's up above, right? So you work it in, you don't have to do it meticulously, but things that work, consistency is absolute paramount. And I personally have, and I've spoken to Jen, I personally have rules of how I do things online, right? Certain things I don't want to talk about because that's not part of my brand. I'm even careful at times about telling people what sports team I like, because I would upset most of the East Coast, including Philadelphia and Boston, right? And maybe parts of North America in general. Yeah. So I would like to kind of keep that to myself. But even online, I tell people, if you eat pineapple on pizza, I will unfollow you and unfriend you. And it is what it is.
We can't be friends.
But it is a conversation starter, right? And I do what I need to do. But at the same time that I'm complaining about pineapple on pizza, I am telling you, you should be taking the CTS course because it's available. It's X amount of RUs. Right. And if you pass it, I'm going to give you a Slice app credit. And you know what? Go buy yourself a slice of pizza with pineapple or without, whatever you want. So you're building that network, building that friendship, building that rapport, and you're doing it in a fun way or in a way that actually is part of your brand.
And consistency is key. So
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. And Jen, do you have any strategies that you can share for sort of kind of building an effective personal brand?
Yeah, like Chris said, it's whatever your passion is. And the sneaker thing for me just came up as a complete fluke. I was in Atlanta waiting for a coworker to pick me up, and we were going to visit a university, and I snapped a picture of my shoes and said, usually I was the girl walking in heels, and I said, if I'm gonna walk a college campus, I'm gonna have comfortable shoes on, not heels. So it kind of turned into that was my thing, and now it's an expensive branding, but I'll buy a pair of Jordans that match the color of the university I'm going to see, and it has now turned into when people see me not in a pair of sneakers, like last night at the HETMA event, I was in a dress and a pair of heels, and it's, where's your sneakers? Why don't you have them on? So it's totally fine. And it's fine that comes up, but, and it's a conversation. So just like, the sneakerhead meetup that's this week, to be a part of that just gets people, it's conversation. We don't care if you don't like sneakers or you don't have them on. Yeah. It's just an idea of come to this relaxed environment and have a conversation. So just make it whatever you feel passionate about and what it is.
You'll end up finding your folks that way.
Yeah.
Because it now is that connection, right? Whether it is sneakers, whether it is a Sunday morning chat that I run, whatever that may be, you now have that bond, right? It's kind of it's been around for years. This is not new, people.
No.
It's networking, but now using a digital source and your phone. I can't put my phone down because I'm scared that I may miss something. But there is absolutely no trick to this. It is doing what we've done for many years. A good networker was a good salesperson, who's a good business developer, who's a good talker, who's a good educator. Just focus on what you're good at And if you want to be the best at what you do, you focus a little little bit harder on that, and you'll be amazed that you can't walk down an Infocom aisle without stopping for a selfie.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, speaking of which, I mean, we're coming to the end of the segment now. I can't believe how time has flown.
Yeah.
But I know from experience that if you want to track either of these people down, go on social media, find out where they are, look at their latest tweet or whatever it might be. If people want to follow you, where can they do that?
Yep. So I'm on LinkedIn and I'm on Twitter. So Jennifer Weaver on LinkedIn, and my Twitter is jweaver319. So any of those places, send me a message. I'll reach out.
Awesome.
LinkedIn, Chris Neto CTS. I am proud of the last 3 letters that I have.
Thank you very much indeed.
Checks in the mail.
Yeah.
And, on Twitter, you can find me at Chris_Neto.
Yep.
And if you're at the trade show, you'll find me walking the aisles. So
with
please
a flock
stop.
of followers.
Oh, yeah.
And a bunch of people hanging out with me. So
Yeah.
please come hang out.
Did the bobblehead make it?
I got 3 of them, and they
Okay.
have made it. One has actually made it into. I'm not going to say.
Okay, we're
One of
gonna
them
guess.
is off in jail right now.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it
Well,
happens.
it is Vegas. So
It
that's
is
only
Vegas.
It is,
appropriate.
and it stays in Vegas. He's not
Yeah.
coming home.
He's not coming home.
No bail money for that guy.
No, no, no.
Anyway, thank you for having us.
Thank
We
you
really
so
Thank
much.
you so much for
Appreciate it.
joining us.
Thank
Absolute
you.
pleasure.
Appreciate it.